Hello friends, I'm back in here in the shop, getting ready to start something new. So today I'm just going to do something short and quick just so that I have a little bit of content out there for you. I'm going to have one of these little blocks. I'm going to do a doorway for you. I've already taken and done a little bit of work on this. With my bandsaw, I cut out this little bit of design and I've already drawn on here. I want to do a little Hobbit door. So many people like these. They love the Hobbit and they love these little doors. It's similar to any other fairy door, just it's a Hobbit door. I'm going to go ahead and do this one and then finish it with waterproof stain, waterproof sealant on it so that it can sit down into the planter and give a nice little design to put down inside of there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this. So here you can see I'm using the Dremel to carve out inside the door. I'm going to do inside the window. I'm just kind of roughing in the shape, the edges and the insides before we move on to more detailed carving. So now that that's done, I've got that nice and smooth, and I'm going to be putting a doorknob right there. I'm going to use a little nail to stick in there for the doorknob. And then we have the window over here. I need to put the centerpieces in there, of course. And then we'll be working on the stonework around all of this. I left the bark on up there. That makes a nice natural roof. And then down there at the bottom, I'm going to add some bricks for the foundation. All right, so I've drawn in for the window, and I'm going to go ahead and use this little fine bit to sort of clean up what I did before, make those edges a little bit smoother. Just give it a little more detail, a little more definition in there so that it looks a lot nicer. Now I've moved to a pointier bit, as you can see, and I'm going to go ahead and go a little deeper and make some lines around there so that's a nice delineation and it looks really cool. I'm going to go ahead and start doing the stonework at this point. Just getting some lines in here to know where I want to stop, and you can see I really do. I just take my time here. This is at 1.5 times regular speed, so it is a little faster, but I just take my time. I have a more of a tapered bit on here, and it does have a round end on it. It may not look that way, but it does have a little bit of a rounded tip on there. It does allow me to get in a little bit deeper, and just take your time. These are just random. I don't even, as you can see, I didn't even draw anything in, but you can do that if you need to. And I just slowly round them and make them look like stones. You can see here, going a little deeper, and you want to go deeper than you think. Go very deep. It makes it look so much more realistic if you do that, I promise you. It gives a nice shadow line, and you want it to go around the edge. Even if you're not doing the full edge, you want it to kind of wrap around a little bit. It just gives a much nicer look. Now you just want to wipe that off with a copper wire brush, and looks really nice. So as before, I've sped this up. It's at about 1.5, the normal speed, but wanted you to be able to see how I'm putting these bricks in here. And again, it's that pointier tip, but it does have a rounded end on it. It's not a completely pointed tip. And again, you want to go deep. You want to be able to see shadow lines. And then here I've just gone around the edges and wipe it all off. So I'm drawing in the 3 boards for the door, and then just going to go ahead and make those lines nice and deep and make them easy to see. Now this part is the really fun part. I'm putting in the grain for the door, and you don't want it as deep as the lines in between each of the boards like you see there. You just want this to be, it's going to be deep, but less so, and you want to just be able to see them. And I'm putting in a knot. I'm just putting in random grain lines, and this is so much fun and so relaxing. So there you have it. Look at that. It looks just like wood grain. I love using this little flap sander. It does a really nice job of getting in all the small cracks and what have you, and it just kind of cleans it all up and makes everything super smooth. All right, let's paint. So let the painting begin. First, what I'll do is I'm going to water down my it's an antique brown that I've got. and I like it because if I water it down, I can get it down into the cracks. Still lets the wood show through. So I like the way that looks. Next, what I'll do is I have this kind of a beige color, and I'm going to water it down. Again, a lot of these paints I don't put on straight. I water them down quite a bit. So I'm going to take this and put it down into these little cracks like this, because I want you to see the mortar in there. I want you to see that show up. So I'll go ahead and I'll get that in there. And it's very much okay if you slop over, because you're going to hide it once you get the other color on there. So next, again, a little bit of water. I'm going to take some of my antique red here and go over top of these bricks. And I want to do my best. Sometimes it's going to seep in because I did water it some, but again, it's okay. So we have the color on for our brick. So I think now what we're going to go with is I'm going to go ahead and get some of the gray, and again, watered down. And I'm going to go ahead and put the gray on the stones. And it's okay if you get some, I mean, if you can see, at least I think you can see it, some of the red is still wet and it's coming up onto those. It's not going to hurt anything. If you've ever looked at rocks, rocks have a ton of different colors in them. Red being one. You might see a rock with a little bit of a red stain on it or red something, who knows. We're just going to leave it. We're not worried about it. You're not going to be making these perfect. You can try. You could probably end up making yourself very frustrated in doing so, and you don't want that. The whole idea of this is to relax. Present day me jumping in here, I just wanted to say, yeah, the whole point of these videos are for you to kind of relax while you're doing them. But if it stresses you out to paint, don't paint. Just use your normal stains, or don't even paint in such detail. Just do your stonework in gray and your bricks in red, and put a little bit of brown on the door, and you're good to go. If painting stresses you out, don't paint. Just the whole idea of this is, like I said, relax, enjoy. Today's Sunday. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's a great day to relax. So there we go with that. My red down here for the brick. You can see what's going on here. It is super nice when you're doing these paintings. You want to go ahead and put a nice light wash down, and then you'll see I've taken some darker color. Hopefully that's you can see that in there, where it's got two different shades of that red in there. That's kind of what you're looking for. You want to see that change in color. It gives it a more of a three-dimensional look. It gives it a more natural look to it. So now what I'm going to do is take some of this antique stuff and do a light little brush over the top of these, just to give them more of a brick color. Next, what I want to do is take some of the tan, or light beige it is actually what it is. I'm going to do a real quick little dry brush over top of the wood. And what that's going to do is help us make that stuff pop right off of that piece. And before I get to the window, I want to finish up on the brick. So the brick, I'm sorry, not the brick, the stone. We can see that the stone just really looks flat. Even though it is obviously three-dimensional, it's flat because it doesn't have any shading. So I'm going to go ahead and take some black, dry brush it on, mostly near the bottom. If it gets up on the top, so be it. It's not a problem. But we're going to put some black on that to give it some character, to give it some depth. So that's kind of what we're doing here. And of course, you can see the black went up on the top a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of white, mix it in with that beige color. I'm going to take that, and what I'm doing is daubing it in here. And then we're going to go ahead and just lightly touch the tops of these. You can even take and just do a little bit of a wipe on here as well, and then gently wipe some off. So now I need to get a smaller brush. With that smaller brush, I'm going to use some of this darker antique brown. And this is undiluted. I want to go ahead and get the framework on this window. So now what I'm doing is I'm adding a little bit of water to the top of this, just so that it runs down in there. I'm not doing the cross members until last. a good thing about adding water to your paint, especially in this situation, is it will help it to flow down into those corners. I don't have real expensive brushes. I mean, yeah, I guess you could go out and buy some nice little brushes that'll give you the ability to do more detail and what have you, but I'm really kind of rough, and most of us here are that do this kind of stuff. I have painted before. I know how to take care of brushes. I have a nice set of brushes that I use for acrylics and watercolors. I don't have those out here because typically I'm getting sawdust in them. I'm getting, they're in a very dirty environment out here, and they really, this isn't going to be a Picasso that we're doing here. It is, you're really trying to just show something and give the idea of what you've got going on with this. It doesn't have to be perfect. We all know this. And the people that are going to look at these, whether you're selling them or giving them away as gifts, whatever your end use for these will be, you don't need them to be perfect, and they're not going to expect them to be. What you're really highlighting here is your carving. As far as I'm concerned, my painting is done. What I want to do next is let this dry, and then I have a stain overcoat that I'm going to put on top of that. Let me get all of that ready. Let me get this thing dried, or wait until it does dry, and I shall be right back. So friends, this is what we call and I think I've mentioned this before, these are carpet tack nails. You can get them pretty much anywhere, any hardware store I should say, not anywhere. I'm going to use that. These things make great little doorknobs. I make bandsaw boxes. These are great to put in as something to put in, and then have a nail glued to the top of them to give you the to give it a little standoff sort of. And that comes in very handy for Hobbit doorknobs. These also, I use these also on other Hobbit doors or fairy doors. If you'll see some of my other videos, I have those as a door as well, and they do a really nice job. The last thing I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this some of this wood stain on here. This is called red mahogany. I'm hoping it's not going to be too dark, but we'll see. We'll go ahead and we'll just coat this up with this, and yes, it's going to look really disgustingly gross. You're not going to like the way it looks right now, but give it a second. You'll see what happens here. Now, especially with lighter colored woods, you don't want to let this stuff just sit on here for too long, because the stuff will soak it right up, and then you may end up being too dark overall. But I just like to get the whole thing completely covered. Then once it's covered, I'll take you can let it sit. The longer it sits, the darker it gets. But in this instance, I don't want it too dark. I want to go through here and wipe it off. So it's really just giving it, obviously, just a stain. Now I take my copper wire brush. Copper is a softer metal. If you've got a steel one, you probably don't want to use that on this, because it will scratch up the wood pretty good. This could scratch it up, but chances are not. Chances are that this is just going to get some of that stuff out of the cracks and kind of help you buff things up a little bit. And I just spilled my stain everywhere. That's special. And there we go. We have a finished piece.